So AI finally figures something out that probably should have happened last week, but didn't. I mean, listen, I never condone violence, but the situation definitely got out of hand. Now, on the sideline, if you did not see, and you're going to see the very first part of this video, Jamarr Chase came up to Zach Taylor during the game, and he was visibly upset. At first, I thought he was screaming at Zach. He wasn't screaming at Zach, but he definitely was voicing his opinion. But let's go ahead and watch this video.
Roll it back, and let's roll it back and watch Chase and Zach Taylor talk. And oh my goodness, Jamarr Chase just knocked out Zach Taylor, folks. And
obviously, that's not how it went in the end, right? And this situation would, in real life, right, if we're being realistic, it would be dumb because this would get Jamarr Chase suspended from the league, indefinitely suspended, and there would probably be further punishments, which isn't realistically smart for anyone. But for the most part, up to the 6-second mark, this is actually the real video. Like, up to the 6-second mark, this is actually the real video. And I know Zach Taylor wants us to believe, and I think Jamarr Chase kind of collaborated, that this was just, hey, they're talking about the play. They're going over the play that just happened. And that's pretty much all this is. But I don't know, man. When you look at his hand movement and his, hand motion, he looks upset. Now, I'm sure at the end of the day, at first I thought he was screaming at Zach. He doesn't look like he's screaming at Zach. I was actually incorrect about that. And I don't think he was going to fight Zach, let alone hit him with his helmet. But there is definitely a visible, disagreement going on. Which, again, makes perfect sense because Jamarr Chase, throughout this game, was wide the fluff open so many times. And Jake just didn't hit him with the ball. And that's really what this comes down to. And I think someone said on my stream, and it's so true, Zach Taylor wants Jake Browning to be a dink and dunk artist. And the reason why is because you watch the Vikings game and, there's some wild passes that Jake was throwing. And if Jake really just becomes Jake is, in a way, a very, very watered down Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger. He'll throw that ball everywhere, and it's kind of like Jameis Winston, but a lot more inaccurate. And that's kind of the problem with Jake. So what I think Zach is trying to do is he's trying to contain that a little bit and make him more of a simplistic dink and dunk type of guy. Now, the problem is Jake's not the best at reading defenses, so when you dink and dunk, you still have to read the defense and know where to go with the ball. And we saw a couple plays last week where simply we had open receivers and Jake takes a sack. Because, again, I don't know what his reading of the defense is, but it's definitely not up there as one of the best. So, it's unfortunate, but for the most part, I think it's a simplistic offense that Zach is having him run to try to stop turnovers and try to stop, stupid plays from happening, which, again, kind of hurts Jamarr Chase from getting open because that's, Jamarr Chase's bread and butter. Those crazy broken plays, those crazy down the field plays where, you're going to have to risk it in a one-on-one situation. And even if Chase is not open, he is open. Even though if you see him and you're like, oh, that guy's not open at all, he's 100% open because that's how Jamarr Chase works. Jamarr Chase always is open. Now, I love the AI here because you can see right here, it's weird. Look at his hand right here. This is why AI is so weird. So at this point, it stops the video and creates a picture. This is a picture, and the only thing that's moving is right here, his hand. Because AI, for some reason, always has problems with hands. They can never get hands correct. So his hand's moving, and then obviously, the hit there, which I also love the fact that AI just changes the face of Jamarr Chase. Always happens with AI whenever you have that walk back. It's always an AI issue. But shout out to Yoshi Season for posting this. Although I don't know if there really was a Yoshi season this season so far. Yeah. That's another thing. It's like people are like, where's Yoshi at? Why isn't Yoshi doing great? It's like we can't even get Jamar Chase the ball. We can't even get T. Higgins the ball. Like there's a list of players we're gonna have to go down before we get to Yoshi having himself a year, because there's just so many factors that are going belly up right now. But again, gotta take it one game at a time and hope everything works out the way it should. But Jake is definitely struggling, and man, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But you know what? It is what it is. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one. Peace.